You think you're ready now, but God says wait, and that delay is not rejection. It's preparation. A hidden act of mercy, dressed like denial. And the danger is thinking your readiness equals His timing, when it never does. God's not slow, He's strategic. And what feels like stagnation is often a sacred setup for something your current strength couldn't sustain. Because He's not just interested in giving you the blessing, He wants to make sure the blessing doesn't break you. The shocking truth is, sometimes you're praying for something that would crush you if He gave it too soon, and yet you pace the floor, question your faith, replay your efforts, thinking I've done everything. But Isaiah 55:8 reminds you His thoughts are not your thoughts, His ways not your ways. And that includes the calendar you're trying to hold Him to. You secretly believe that waiting means you're being punished, overlooked, or forgotten. But if you could see behind the scenes of the spiritual realm, you'd realize God is moving more in the silence than in the noise, orchestrating a timeline where your destiny collides with divine order, not personal ambition. You see open doors and assume it's your moment. But sometimes God allows decoys to test if you'll settle. Or trust. Abraham looked ready at 75. But Isaac didn't come for 25 more years. And that wasn't a delay. It was destiny unfolding in dimensions you couldn't fabricate. The enemy loves to weaponize your sense of timing, whispering that God's withholding something you deserve. Just like He did with Eve in the garden, He doesn't need to take the promise. He just needs to convince you to reach for it before God says it's time. But hear this. Premature promotion is one of the devil's most subtle traps. And if the enemy can't destroy you, he'll rush you. Because if you step into something too early, whether it's a relationship, a platform, or a call, carry the weight of it without the grace for it. And that's how gifted people end up crushed by what was meant to bless them. Moses tried to rescue his people before God commissioned him. And what did it lead to? Murder, wilderness, and 40 years of silence, because readiness isn't about eagerness. It's about alignment. God is not just developing what you're waiting for, He's developing you. And sometimes the silence is the scalpel. The delay is the discipline that carves out the character necessary to keep what you're asking for. Romans 8:28 doesn't say all things feel good. It says they work together for good. Meaning even the no and the not yet are part of the master plan. So here's the hidden warning. Don't mistake activity for progress. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're being built. God has you in a waiting room, not a prison cell. And the longer you wait in obedience, the more He's forging resilience, discernment, and trust. Because what's coming isn't ordinary. He's training you for something weighty, something eternal, something that requires you to have the roots before you get the fruit. And yes, the hardest part is feeling spiritually pregnant, but not released. Like Mary carrying a miracle while walking through scandal, but even she had to wait 9 months before anyone could see what she was carrying. What you're feeling is real, but what God is building is bigger. And just because you're ready doesn't mean it's time. So if God says wait, and wait well, because when the suddenly comes, you won't have time to prepare. You'll only have time to step into it. And the ones who thrive are the ones who trusted Him when it didn't make sense. Don't just trust God for the promise, trust Him with the timing of the promise.